Welcome to Module 4. This week we will continue with the Craft and Furlong book, focusing on analyzing public policy issues. Chapter 3 introduces several models and theories that further explain how policymakers are able to reach decisions. After considering 5 competing approaches, including elite, group, institutional, rational choice, and political theory, the focus is placed on a 6th, the policy process model, one of the most widely used in the study of public policy. It has many issues and elements in common with the eightfold path we've already discussed. This rational comprehensive model is particularly helpful for highlighting how policy analysis contributes to the formulation of policy alternatives and evaluation of policy outcomes. The chapter gives extensive coverage to each stage and explores how policy analysis may be used in each of these stages. This chapter covers several theories of politics and public policy, and it discusses and asks how and why are policy decisions made. The 5 competing theories discussed include elite theory, group theory, institutional theory, rational choice theory, and political systems theory. It also discusses the policy process model, or the policy cycle, which is similar to the Bardach eightfold path. It then looks at numerous policy problems. Chapter 4 looks at the nature and purpose of public policy analysis, what it is and why it is useful, as well as the different approaches analysts use to study public problems. It presents the steps in the policy analysis process, which include define and analyze the problem, construct policy alternatives, develop evaluative criteria, assess alternatives, and draw conclusions, which again is similar to the Bardach path. The chapter emphasizes the use of policy analysis today and adds its importance for making and implementing public policy. It summarizes the role of think tanks, which are highly influential in the policy analysis process. Also highlighted are outlines of the scientific, professional, and political approaches to policy analysis. Policy analysis makes many choices as they conduct their work, such as whether to focus on the root causes of public problems or to make pragmatic, shorter-term adjustments, whether to stress comprehensive analysis or to emphasize short-term policy relevance, and whether to favor rational analysis of problems or try to foster democratic participation and feedback. The chapter concludes with an overview of the major elements of policy analysis, from defining a problem to constructing and assessing alternative courses of action. Issues and questions include: what exactly is policy analysis? It is the collection and interpretation of information to clarify public problems and study the consequences of policy actions. Their purpose is to inform and develop understanding in order to make better policy decisions. So why do we do this? Obviously, to create better policy, more efficient, more effective policy that's more responsive to citizen needs. So what are the steps outlined in the book about policy analysis? Similar to the Bardach method, Craft identifies several steps. They include defining and analyzing the problem, which will be covered in Chapter 5, constructing policy alternatives, also covered in Chapter 5, and then developing evaluative criteria and drawing conclusions, covered in Chapter 6. When asked who does policy analysis, there are many actors. They include government agencies, universities, think tanks, and interest groups.